One time.
How fun is it existing in 2016 where you can say something like, marijuana is safer than alcohol? You're not looked at like a crazy activist. You're looked at as this is a known scientific truth in 2016.
Yeah, and President Obama didn't say it exactly like that, but what he said was that on an individual basis, marijuana use. Responsible, you didn't say responsible, but marijuana use, moderate marijuana use is certainly, or is possibly less harmful than moderate alcohol use. And that is a scientific fact. And so when the president said that, I think it really sort of settled in for a lot of people. But a lot of people forget that in 2004, 2005, maybe 20% of the country, I don't have my stats in front of me, but it was a very low number, actually thought that. And then, the work of Safer and Sensible and those guys really pushing that message, I think helped help people realize that. And still when I talk to people, they say, yeah, it's ridiculous that, marijuana is not legal. I don't use it, but, it's certainly no worse than alcohol and the violence it causes and everything else. And, but sometimes I think that gets lost. And again, when we do public education and we're scaring kids about their inability to, they'll hurt their brains, or there's the potential they could hurt their brains if they use marijuana. That's a perfectly fine message, but if you don't put alcohol next to that, and there are studies that show a reduction in IQ if you use alcohol in high school, that's sort of a badge of honor these days. When I got caught drinking, it was just sort of like, oh, you're grounded, but that's sort of what kids do. It's a part of high school.
Sure.
So the idea that we spend a lot of money and create programs where we're not educating youth on both alcohol and marijuana use, we run the risk of doing a disservice and possibly harm.
Well, and other drugs,
Absolutely.
Just not alcohol and marijuana.
Absolutely.
But I like that you brought up Obama's interview with the New Yorker. That was early 2014, if memory serves. And I'll always remember I was in a cab in New York City going up to Harlem to meet some friends for lunch at some crazy Egyptian restaurant. And I got a text from a buddy, and they're like, did you see the New Yorker? Holy hell, Obama just said it. And of course, after lunch, I had to run back to the hotel and write up a blog about it for the Cannabist. But that was a big moment.
It's not an accident. Movement. Yeah, it's not an accident when people, when those types of things are said by politicians at that level.
No,
those things are very,
is
very calculated, and or if he was shooting off the cuff, he was telling the truth. Either it was a mistake for him to say it, even though he knew it was true, or it was planned out. So.